I heard a speaker say, rejection is protection. And I was thinking, how can being rejected is being protected? But as the years went by, I realized it makes a lot of sense. Every time you're rejected from an event, when a contract you wanted doesn't work out, or when you're not selected for the job you wanted, it's a form of protection. Just because you weren't meant for that, or because it wouldn't have ended well, or because something better is waiting for you. That's what I always tell myself. If it doesn't work out, it's because something better is coming. But when it's something you really want, something you've put all your effort in, something you focused on, pour your heart and soul into, and it doesn't work out, it's not that easy to believe that it's protection. Yet, there's evidence everywhere. I've heard many stories about this. Once, in a book of Jillian Michaels, she talked about how she was about to sign the biggest contract of her life for DVDs that she had dreamed of doing. Jillian Michaels is a personal trainer who was a coach on The Biggest Loser in the US. She was about to sign her biggest deal for DVDs, which would allow her to travel around the world. But just when she was about to start the deal, they canceled it for whatever reason. She was devastated. She said, I worked so hard. I trained so much. I was so excited to get this contract, and just when I was about to live my biggest dream, I got rejected. It's over. It was one of the hardest moments of her life. But when you can believe that things happen for a reason, even if you've worked so hard to get there, that's when you realize something else is meant for you. What happened next was that she got another contract with a different production company. When they looked over the deal she was about to sign with the first company, they said, wow, if you had signed that deal with the company that rejected you, you would have never had your rights, and you wouldn't have been paid for what you deserve. So, the new contract brought her more money and way more visibility. There are so many things we don't know about what would have happened with the first company. But when you believe that rejection is protection, when you believe that if things don't work out, even though it's tough to take, that it's because something way better is coming. Better is being prepared for you by the universe. Lindsey Stirling also thinks the same thing. She didn't win one of the most watched American shows with her violin because they told her you cannot dance and play the violin at the same time. It really crushed her for a while, but eventually, when she signed her album deal and became very successful on YouTube, she said, thank goodness I wasn't selected for that show, because if I had been, I would have been stuck in a contract where I couldn't be myself. They would have forced me to do things I didn't want to do, and I would have lost myself in that. She said, I'm so glad I wasn't selected for that show because I met someone else who helped me find my place, and now I'm the one creating the things I want. And it's the same for me. This has happened so many times with project rejections, event rejections, or a situation where I thought I worked so hard, why didn't this work out? Is it because I'm not good enough? Why is life doing this to me? One of the most painful times for me was back in 2014. I had to close 2 of my 3 businesses. I was completely exhausted, but keep teaching classes because, well, I needed money. Eventually, I met an NLP coach who gave me back my energy. I found back my life's purpose, and I decided to study coaching. I said to myself, I'm going to reopen gyms. And become a life coach at the same time. The goal was to open 10 kickboxing gyms for women in 3 years. So I signed my first lease in December. I was so excited because I wanted a space with an industrial feel, like a warehouse with grass carpets and big walls, and nothing too high class, but something underground with graffiti on the wall. It was going to be amazing. But after I signed the lease, I got a call from the property owners just after Christmas. They said, "We're sorry. We cannot rent you the space, and we rented it to someone else. And the contract is signed with them." But 2 weeks ago, they had told me, "Well, it's the holiday, the space isn't rent, but we'll meet in the beginning of the year and it's your space." And in my mind, when someone tells me something like that, I trust them. If they say, I have a space for you, I believed it. When they told me no, I cried so much because it was the perfect space. The size was perfect, everything was perfect. And then I got rejected. I was angry, sad, disappointed, and defeated. I thought, I've been through so many challenges. I've worked so hard to rebuild my self-esteem and regain my confidence. I finally take the leap and sign a lease for the next 5 years, and now I'm being rejected just like this. Why is this happening to me again? But it turned out to be such a great news, because what happened is within the first 3 months of opening my gym, we would have been already being full capacity in that location I wanted. It was way too small for what I had in mind. I didn't expect the business to be so successful. So I'm glad I got rejected for that space, because both my Zumba and my gym class, my Zumba classes exploded. I ended up with 2 separate locations, one for my gym and one for the group classes. And luckily, with my group classes, I had over 100 clients every day, and I would have been able to have that in the other location. Yes, I was disappointed. And yes, I didn't understand at that time why it happened to me again after having overcome so many challenges. But then I understood. It was protection. It was protection for me, because it would have been too small. And I know something greater was coming for me. Rejection is protection. Remember that.